Welcome to 4 Detroit Dudes TV, otherwise known as The Dude Show. I'm your host, Ted Belowski, and tonight we've got an epic beer battle going on. We're going to take a look at two different breweries, two really different breweries that do different things, but we're going to sample similar beers from each. We've got, on one hand, Arcadia Ales IPA, and on the other hand, we've got Founders Brewing Centennial IPA. So they're both IPAs, but they're different in a few different ways. So we're going to take a look at each, and we're going to get right into it tonight. So first things first, who is Arcadia Ales? Well, it started in 1996. They're based in Battle Creek, Michigan. They really specialize in handcrafted British style beers. So this IPA that we're going to taste tonight is considered a British style IPA, which as we go through the taste, I'll explain a little bit of the difference between really what a British style IPA is and what an American style IPA is, which is really what Founders is bringing to the table tonight, is an American, more American style IPA. So Arcadia's got really a special brewing process that they use. It's called the 25 barrel Peter Austin brewing system that they have, and it's really authentic English brewing system. They've got a number of different beers that they do, but they're all British style. So again, the IPA is what we're going to get into tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. Let's give it a little sniff. Well, you can tell right away it's got kind of a lemony, kind of really bright aroma to it. But it's got that, you know, most IPAs have, as we've tasted a few already and we're going to taste some more down the road, you'll kind of get used to the fact that there's definitely a citrus component to it. Now, this one, being a British IPA, has got a little bit less of that lemon component to the smell, and a little bit more of a piney, almost like a pine tree aroma to it. But let's go ahead and give it a pull. You can tell right away that this is not an American IPA. And the reason I say that is that it's got a lot of hops, but it's extremely well balanced. And you can notice that right away. You know, most IPAs that are American style are going to hit you a little bit harder on the face with the hops. If you remember a few episodes ago, we tasted Hoomaloopalicious from Shorts Brewing, and that's like getting blasted in the face with a fistful of hops. Whereas this is got a lot of hops, and it has a really a great hops flavor to it, but it's definitely not overpowering like a Hoomaloopalicious. So I'm going to give it another taste here. Yeah, like I said, it's not too hoppy. It's got a great balance, really good mix of malt. You know, true to really kind of that British style of IPA like we're talking about. You know, the bitterness is much more of an earthy, kind of subtle bitterness to it, and it's got more of an earthy tone again versus kind of that citrusy rind tone that an American IPA is going to have with the flavor kind of on the back end. This is an excellent beer. And if you've never had a British IPA, I would definitely recommend going out and getting some of this. That being said, let's move over to the Founders. I want to give that a smell and a taste, but let's talk a little bit briefly about the Founders Brewing. They were founded in 1997. They're actually based in Grand Rapids. So we've kind of got the west side of the state battle going on here. Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, trying to find out who's the best beer here. So I'm just going to read something real quick that they cite on their box, on their website, all over the place. Founders is really proud of the fact that we don't brew beer for the masses. Instead, our beers are crafted for a chosen few, a small cadre of renegades and rebels who enjoy a beer that pushes the limits of what is commonly accepted as taste. In short, we make beer for people like us. So it's interesting because they tout that a lot, but then they're also one of the fastest growing brewing companies in the United States. In the last few years, they've just exploded on the scene nationally. And if you've ever been to the website ratebeer.com, if you haven't, you should go check it out. But they actually ranked Founders the 4th best brewery in the world this past year here in 2010. So take that for what it's worth. But they sort of pride themselves on being a little bit different, but extremely popular. So they've got, I think, about 5 year-round staple beers that they do. Centennial IPA being one of them. And then they've got a number of different seasonal and specialty beers. They have a pretty large repertoire of beer that they produce. And again, the difference really is Arcadia is a British-style brewing process. Founders is much more traditional American, I guess you would say. So today we're going to taste, again, the Centennial IPA. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a sniffy sniff here. Similar aroma to the Arcadia ales. It's got very bright, kind of that citrusy component to it. Tiny bit of pine, but not as much as the British style. I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl here. Oh yeah, see, this is right away. You're going to tell that this compared to this, compared to the Arcadia, this is an American IPA. Hits you a lot harder in the face with the hops. That initial blast is strong, but again, not super overpowering here with the Centennial. But that bitterness definitely kicks in a little bit quicker with this IPA. But again, not super overpowering. The malt complex is interesting in this one. It's almost underwhelming, like an undertone. With the British IPA, it was a little bit more pronounced and it was much smoother throughout. Whereas here with the Founders Centennial IPA, it's much more subtle. And there's definitely more of that citrusy sort of peel flavor, like almost like a lemon peel or an orange peel, which again is fairly standard for American IPAs. Very well balanced, and again, not like Hoomalupalicious, which we tasted a few episodes ago in that regard, where you really got blasted up front and it almost took a second to recover. This, if you taste the hops, and I like that, but it's definitely smooths out very, very quickly. So with that said, we've tasted both. I like both beers. It's a close race tonight, but both pretty damn good beers. But if I had to pick one, one kind of stood out for me. The one that stood out would be Founders Centennial IPA. I would score this beer 94 points. It's a very, very good beer. Certainly probably in my top 10 to top 20 beers that I've ever had. It's an excellent, excellent beer. I'm a big fan of the American, IPA. Arcadia, not a bad beer, and it's no slouch itself. If you, like I said, if you've never had a British IPA and you're used to kind of drinking, some of the American stuff that's out there, go out and get yourself some of the Arcadia. I would probably score that closer to 90 points. Still very, very solid, just not not quite in the same league as Centennial. Again, I just prefer the American IPA over the British IPA. But go out and get yourself some of the Founders. Go out and get yourself some of the Arcadia. Both of these beers can be found in a lot of places around town. Founders a little bit more I found than Arcadia, but both distributions are out there, and you can certainly find these beers and do that. Go out and try them, and then come back to our website and tell us what you think. We want to hear about it. Tell us if you like. Do you agree with me? Do you like the Founders better? Do you like the British style better? Don't hesitate to let us know on either of those. Stay tuned to the Dude Show. We've got some really exciting episodes that we're pumped up about coming up. Certainly we're going to talk some more beer. We're going to do some more beer reviews. There's a lot of breweries in the state of Michigan that we haven't touched on yet, and we're excited to do that and really want to do some of the on-location shoots that we've talked about before. Obviously, there's a lot of sports stuff going on. Red Wings hockey's just getting started. We got the NBA and college basketball getting cranked up, and then, of course, NFL and college football. So we're going to continue those discussions. And then, obviously, we're going to do some more people and companies like we've talked about that are really creating opportunities and generating positive energy here in the D. That's something that we really pride ourselves on, is being supportive of those types of companies and people, and we want to highlight those and make you aware of them so that you can go out and support them as well, because that's really how we're going to rebuild this city and continue to make strides in that direction. So as always, we appreciate you tuning in. Tell your friends about us, pass this link on, go on our Facebook page, suggest our page to your friends. We're trying to really grow our Facebook fan page, and we've got our weekly newsletter, which you can subscribe to on our website, either on the home page or you can click on the Contact Us page and subscribe for that there. But do those things. Let us know what you think about the shows. Again, I'm going to keep hammering you guys on this and harping on it. We want to hear from you. We need your feedback. It's the only way we're going to get better. But as always, we appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time on The Dude Show.